North Western Chronicles, Episode 40, Self-Proclaimed Spencer. Spencer is a steam engine owned by the Duke and Duchess of Boxford. Although he lives in the mainland, Spencer often visits Sodor with his owners during the summertime. The previous winter, he returned early with his new friend Hero. Ever since then, he has warmed up to the island, and the Fat Controller's engines have warmed up to him. Spencer used to be known for his boastfulness and his pride, but he has mellowed with time. One day, he was sat around the other engines at Tim's sheds. "I heard the Fat Controller was thinking about renovating the docks," said Edward. "Heaven knows we could use one." "Oh, don't get me started," began Thomas. "It's a nightmare trying to get in and out of there." "It's a good thing we have engines like Salty helping us out," said Duck. "And that we have people like Richard Happ helping manage that place, too," agreed Gordon. "Speaking of the Hat family," said Spencer, "the Duke and Duchess have been invited to a special luncheon hosted by Sir Stephen at Alfstead. Apparently it's to help raise money for many of his projects around the railway. You're welcome, of course." "Thank you, Spencer," said Edward. "We appreciate the invitation." Thomas chimed in. "Hey, Spencer, how much longer will you be staying on Sodor?" "Unfortunately, to the end of the summer. Then we head back to Boxford. But duty calls, I suppose. I've much of important business to attend to." Spencer paused. "Not to say the work you do here isn't important, of course." "Say, Spencer, what do you do when you're not on Sodor, besides pulling the Duke and Duchess around?" "Well, it's not as boring as it sounds. The Duke and Duchess are, of course, very influential, and interact with Britain's top leaders. They also contribute funds to various charities and do work for the arts." "Sounds impressive." "Indeed, not to mention the train rides across England and Scotland. Yes, it's quite humbling to be the engine for such esteemed figures. I dare proclaim that I am one of the most important engines in all of the mainland." "Well, I wouldn't go that far," laughed Duck. "We all have work to do, except not all of us get to be as posh and fancy as you, Spencer." "Well, you can stick to your trucks and noisy passengers, and I'll stick to my job," he replied. "You know, just pulling two passengers all day doesn't sound too bad, but I would imagine it would get pretty boring." As the discussion went on, Spencer began to think more and more about his time back in the mainland. The next day, the Duke had an important announcement. "Hello, Spencer. As you know, my wife Violet and I have grown very fond of Sodor over the years, and have become very good friends with the Fat Controller." The Duke continued. "In fact, one of the reasons we returned earlier than usual was to get a sense of what Sodor was like during winter and spring. And, well, it seems you like it here, too." Spencer smiled as the Duke went on. "So, after careful consideration, Violet and I have decided to stay on Sodor for an extended period of time." The silver engine was speechless. But how long exactly?" "At least to the end of the year." Spencer couldn't believe what he was hearing. "But, sir, what about your duties back home?" The Duke laughed. "I appreciate your concern, Spencer, but no worry. I'll still be making round trips to Boxford once in a while. Our constituents understand." "Well, sir, what will I do here?" "You'll find out soon enough. In the meantime, I've arranged for some goods to arrive at the docks to be picked up and brought back here. They're building materials to extend the house. Move quickly now, okay?" "Yes, sir," sighed Spencer. But Spencer couldn't be less enthusiastic. Later, Spencer arrived at the docks as he was told. As Spencer saw a crate being loaded onto a cargo car, he realized he didn't want to move to Sodor full time and would much rather return home. When he spotted Bill and Ben, an idea came to his head, and he rolled up beside the two twins. Hello. Bill and Ben, is it?" "I don't think we've met before," responded Ben. "Yeah, who are you?" asked Bill. Spencer was insulted but decided to move on. "I'm Spencer, the private engine to the Duke of Boxford for the mainland, and I need your help. The Duke has requested that someone bring that crate to the diesel works. Yes." The twins were confused but eager to help. "We can do that, right, Ben?" "Of course we can." "Great, but don't go too fast. You may damage the cargo." Spencer smirked as the twins took the cargo. Later at the yards, Murdoch was preparing to leave with a large goods train, when suddenly Spencer appeared. "Murdoch, my good engine, can I ask you a favor?" "Of course." "The Duke of Boxford has picked up a habit of, looking at goods trains, yes, and he has requested that all goods trains that pass through where he lives go by his house specifically." Well, I don't know, Spencer. I could be able to make it work. Great, replied Spencer. I don't want to disappoint him, and I know I can rely on you. Before Murdoch could utter a response, Spencer left as quickly as he came. Spencer soon arrived at Knapford Station to rest. There was Duck and Billy. Oh, hey, Spencer. Getting a look at the lower class of engines? Sorry for what I said the other day. In fact, I'm actually curious to learn more about your craft. The Great Western engine didn't seem convinced. Okay, what do you want to know? I was curious, how often does Bulgy pass through Wellsworth? Probably twice a day. Why? No reason. At that moment, the guard blew his whistle, and Duck shortly left afterwards. Say, Billy, where's your train? Oh, I'm sort of just hanging out here. I'm not pulling anything today. Would you like to pull something today? As Murdoch passed through the turntable, he slowed as he passed by the Duke's home. Meanwhile, Spencer emerged from across the turntable. Oh, well, that way is blocked. Looks like we'll have to go around to get to the Duke's home. Spencer then tried the Wellsworth crossing, but found it blocked so Bulgy and other cars can cross. Ah, more waiting. Just what we need. In reality, things couldn't be going better for the silver engine. Meanwhile, Diesel was playing with a cargo car by the airfield. He didn't notice that up ahead, the Marin Archstone Bridge was undergoing annual repairs. He bumped the car just too much and it tumbled below. Oops, he said. Finally, Spencer arrived with a shaken expression. The crate was shattered, and wood lay everywhere in the debris. Upon inspection, though, he realized he had made a grave mistake. I better get the breakdown train, he said to himself, and he rushed away. As he raced to find the breakdown train, Spencer stopped at Knapford Station. Gordon, Hero, do either of you know where the breakdown train is? There should be one in the yard. What happened? Nothing major, but I figured... Then, Spencer noticed the Duke and Duchess stepped out of their coach. Oh, hello, Your Grace. How are you, sir? Not well, to be honest, Spencer. There have been constant delays with my house supplies. Murdoch was blocking my house with his train, and for some reason Billy said you assigned him to pick us up with our coach. Where have you been, Spencer? Spencer realized the jig was up. I'm sorry, sir. To be honest, I don't want you to move to Sodor. I want to stay on the mainland. After you said we were moving, I tried to disrupt and delay things by diverting other trains or purposely getting lost. I don't know what I was thinking. Don't know, indeed. I thought you liked it here, Spencer. I do, sir. But moving here just seems like such a large step. Well, there's no need to worry. You can visit your friends on the mainland any time you want. Besides, I'll need someone to bring me back and forth. But I didn't expect this type of action from you, Spencer. I thought you were above this. I know, sir. It wasn't right. Said Gordon. Maybe instead of trying to leave, you should try to learn more. No offense, but pulling around two passengers once in a while doesn't sound like the most invigorating job. Gordon has a point, agreed Hero. I think now is a good time to learn more about Sodor and try out new things since you'll be staying here. You know what? I think you may be right. Maybe I should do more things around here rather than shun it all the way. I get it, Spencer, but you're my personal engine, and I need your help. I'm glad you understand that now. So, will you help me and my wife renovate our house? Spencer hardly hesitated. Yes, sir. That's my engine. Thank you, Spencer. Thank you, sir. Sodor may be nothing like the mainland, but I suppose that's what makes it special in the first place.